What's up, YouTube family? Hope you guys are having a great night. I'm back in the game with another video, and welcome back to my channel, NC Tough TV. So tonight, guys, we're going to be talking about Kristaps Porzingis. If you don't know who Kristaps Porzingis is, he's a former New York Knick who recently got traded to the Dallas Mavericks, all right? So there have been some stories and allegations and accusations that have been placed upon this dude's head. Now, this African-American lady has came forth and stated that Porzingis took advantage of her and said some downright nasty things to her that were highly inappropriate. So guys, let's rush over here to the documents and take a look at what it reads. Former Knicks star Kristaps Porzingis allegedly called a black woman a slave and a B as he took advantage of her. The 7'3" athlete, who is white, is accused of referring to the woman as my B and my slave, adding that he owned her. All right. During the alleged February 7th, 2018 assault in Porzingis's Manhattan penthouse. So guys, this took place on the same night that he reportedly tore his ACL and they had this encounter, all right? I'm thinking to myself, what kind of sister is she to let that ride for a year? But anyway, guys, law enforcement sources told the Post, which broke the story this past Saturday, that the NYPD is investigating the fact that Kristaps Porzingis allegedly took advantage of her. I'm paraphrasing because YouTube is so sensitive now about using certain words. All right, the NYPD could not immediately confirm that he used the vile language. Hours after suffering the gruesome knee injury during a game, Porzingis allegedly violated and took advantage of the 29-year-old woman inside the Midtown skyscraper where they both lived, sources told the Post. Porzingis, who now plays for the Dallas Mavericks, has denied the allegations and said through his lawyer that the accuser is trying to extort him.
Get over here.
So guys, when Dallas traded for Kristaps Porzingis, they claimed they were not made aware of any allegations surrounding Kristaps Porzingis when they traded for him. And, you know, there's a lot of things that the Dallas Mavericks are not aware of, especially when it comes to their owner in Mark Cuban. If you remember, and you may not remember, there were a lot of things that were going on in the Dallas Mavericks front offices where women were complaining of being inappropriately propositioned by unwanted advances by certain dudes that worked in those offices that Mark Cuban claimed he had no knowledge that that was going on within his organization. Really? So guys, we're going to move along. It states 2 days later, ESPN's Woj indicated that the New York Knicks informed the Mavericks of the allegations surrounding Porzingis when they agreed to trade the player to Dallas, and that the NBA was also aware of the situation. The New York franchise reportedly told the Mavericks they were aware of the extortion attempt involving Porzingis and trusted the player's version of the events. They also proceeded to inform Dallas the FBI was investigating on the case. Proceeded. I shall proceed and continue to rock the mic. Y'all know y'all remember that. Anyway, I ain't messing with y'all. Continue. The woman who made the allegation on Thursday reportedly admitted to discussing getting a $68,000 payout from the player to avoid disclosing the incident. According to the New York Post, who first broke the story, Porzingis had promised to give her money to help her pay for her brother's college tuition. All right, guys, I want you to pay close attention to this because The female, which we don't know her name, we don't have any pictures of her, said that this happened on the same night that Porzingis tore his ACL back in February of 2018. So this is a documentary that the Porzingis family did, and they was just showing, you know, their issues and the struggles that they were having because Porzingis had this gruesome injury. In a 23-minute documentary that went online Thursday about his rehab, Janis Porzingis, Kristaps' brother and agent, revealed the night of the ACL tear diagnosis. His entourage needed a ceremonial shot to absorb the devastating news. Janis said he took a tequila bottle and poured shots for his brother Martins, Kristaps, and their longtime physiotherapist, Manolo Valdivieso. Okay, I know I just botched that, but I don't care. The woman who says the former New York Knicks Kristaps took advantage of her later sent him explicit photos of herself and tried to shake down the team's legal department for cash, all before reporting the alleged crime, according to the new report. The unnamed 29-year-old woman who says Porzingis forced himself on her inside his posh Manhattan apartment hours after suffering a devastating knee injury on February the 7th, 2018, contacted the Knicks legal department to mediate in private a $68,000 payout. ESPN reported, citing copies of her emails and text messages. Now, guys, let me give you my true thoughts on this. Even though Mark Cuban wasn't arrested or wasn't charged with anything, he still had an accusation over his head involving a woman in Portland, Oregon. Then you take the simple fact that he had the situation dealing with his front offices of his organization, which prompted him to donate $10 million to a women's foundation to try to cover up his missteps. Now, you have to remember, in the report that I just read, it stated that the Knicks told Mark Cuban about the situation that was surrounding Kristaps Porzingis, but Mark Cuban elected to go forth with the trade. It shows you that Mark Cuban didn't care about some accusation that a colored woman had against a player that he was interested in that can propel his team to be title contenders and maybe champions in the near future. Now, let me get on Miss Lady, who doesn't have a photo yet, and we don't have her name. It is kind of fishy to hear an athlete tear their ACL and during that same night, they will be interested in some type of intimate encounter. Now, I will say that his brother did admit that they had tequila that night. And although his brother tried to limit the amount that they had, saying that he only poured one shot per person, it doesn't negate the fact that Porzingis could have had more shots. And alcohol affects different people in many different ways. And truth be told, guys, Porzingis could have had many shots. You know what I'm saying? And when you have many shots of tequila, any pain that he was feeling from that torn ACL could have went away, and it could have propelled him to act in a vicious and malicious manner. Now, I will say this though, it's like, okay, so if you was violated like that as an African-American woman, you mean to tell me that you would take verbal abuse, physical abuse? So you're telling me that someone calling you out of your name and making a mockery out of our history is worth $68,000, that you can forget about it and it'll all go away? As long as your brother's tuition is paid, you're good to go. You have no issues with him any further. Like, this won't haunt you and you won't have a second thought about what you've done. I mean, that's the message that, I'm getting from this. Now, I always play the neutral field because I've been taught to stay neutral. But at the same time, I have to say the one puzzling factor out of this story is the $68,000. That's a odd number. 68 G's, like 68,000 is a odd number. And I believe that there was some conversation about 68 G's because normally people be like 20, 25, 100, 250. 68,000 to me is a odd number, which makes me raise my eyebrow at Porzingis because he knows about the 68,000 and he confirmed that amount, and it's been confirmed in the text messages between the two of them. So listen, I'm not going to convict this man, all right? But I'm not going to push it to the side either, as if he's totally innocent. Until further information comes out, hey, just remain in the middle, remain neutral, all right? That's what we do. So guys, drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about this situation, all right? If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Also share this video. And if you're new here, don't be afraid to subscribe to my channel and smash that notification bell to be notified of when I drop my next video. Thank you guys. Until next time, peace.